Bang! Neevesknives. I'm Jared, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Live on Neevesknives Live. Saturday Night Live. I'm running late. I'm sorry. I'm trying to I got everything tore apart. So I'm kind of improvising right now with some of the things I got going on. But how's everybody doing? I'm fresh out of the shower. Didn't even comb my hair. You guys want to see how I comb my hair? It goes wham. That's all I do. um, Hopefully everybody's doing well though. It is Saturday. I didn't even realize how many more parts were coming still for the grinder. One of the parts wound up showing up at Mr. Amazing, so he wound up sending it to me, the motor, but I got another box and I thought that was the motor, and then it wound up being control. So a lot more parts than I thought there was going to be. Not saying like, it's going to be more room than I thought it was going to be or anything, but I didn't realize there was going to be two different controls. Hey, did you get no, I did not get the spiral flipper. I talked to him a couple weeks ago and he said something about sending me some other ones that would basically make the whole collection of the Asher knives, that would mean that I have them all, but he never sent that one. So, but no, I do not have that one. Breeze will be back in just a little while. All right, bud. But no, I haven't tried the flipper. I haven't tried any of the or any flipper knife from Asher. I imagine it's great though, because like even today I had this thing and I can't help but love this detent, man. The detent is so mechanical, and you know how when you get a detent and it's just like it's so good you love to reverse flick it. That's the way this thing is, and I love the giant thumb stud. Even the thumb flick though, it's just listen, it's just so good. I really like. I actually had somebody leave me a comment on an old video on one of the original Asher knives from the first batch when some mistakes happened. Actually, it was one after that. But anyways, so he was trying to talk a bunch of shit. Not saying he was talking shit, but he was basically like saying like, how could you trust that company after that he already tried to screw you over or something? And I was like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, first of all, that thing that you're talking about, it's like it was my knife that got tested. Like, so you're speaking to the choir right now. Like, I'm the one who revealed that to everybody. So and I speak highly of them because of what he did about it. It's like mistakes are going to happen. Shit happens. It wasn't on him. It was on the company or the metal company or whatever. It wasn't on him though. But he did everything in his power to fix it, and that's what I want. Because I remember when when the community was exposing knife companies, USA companies, for their lying about their HRC. Like when they would be like, oh, our HRC is this, and then when tested, they were always like a lot lower. Those companies didn't do nothing about it. They basically, blamed it on the people and turned their tail. And, it's like, so don't give me this shit, like making it seem like, like that he did something bad, because he wound up making up for it and doing everything in his power to fix it. And that's what I want to see from a company. We're talking about Asher knives. This was a while back and it was from a comment. So we can just pass that one up. ZT, there you go. ZT was known for soft heat treats. So let alone after being tested, right? Like even before that, even before they were being tested by the community, fucking everybody knew their shit was soft. I even wound up getting one of their soft knives. What percentage of knives do you review come from Amazon? I don't know. 60%, 40%, 50%. I don't know. It's hard to say. Wait, do you mean like, do I get them from Amazon, or do you mean that you can get them on Amazon? Because that's two different things. Because I buy knives off of Amazon, but I also buy knives from Blade HQ, Knife Center, and all the other places. But a lot of knives I show on my channel, you can get on Amazon. And since I'm an Amazon affiliate, that works out. But a big majority of them you can't. That's why I always get people in my comments, they're like, why didn't you give me a link, or why don't you link it? It's like, I can't link it. I'm not affiliate with whoever has it. So that's why I tell you in the video, usually, like, you know, you can get it at Knife Center, or you can get it here, or whatever. And it's easy to just type it in, and whoever has it usually will pop up. You usually don't have to search too hard, unless if the knife just got there to that company, you know, and sometimes that does happen. We got a lot of awesome topics tonight. I want to launch 13. It looks like a knife Batman would have. I have no idea what you're talking about. The lighting looks good though, right? I mean, kind of. It might be a little too bright. I got three new lights. So right now we have 2 extras going in here, 3 in total. I didn't set up the third one, which would be 4 lights, because I might use it for another area. I also bought a photography box. I got my mother-in-law one, and I tested it out and everything. I really liked it. Take some really good pictures, really clean. The lighting inside the box is just perfect. And it'll work great for Instagram and basically thumbnails. That's really what I got it for. Oh, the Kershaw launch. Oh, yeah. Nice. I would love to see a lot more USA Kershaws. It's the island they found the shipwreck on. Have you ever seen Richard Brandon's Private Island? That place is nope, I have not. If the live goes bad, I'm blaming this Canadian Norseman. Yes, if this goes bad, it is all blamed on Talica's A New Norseman, because it is technically made in Canada. So we can only do what's right and blame it on that knife. What do you have in your pocket today? So I swapped out, but I got the 380. I would have the 223, but the pivot came loose on me, normal. So I put some, originally put some Loctite in it. Then I started playing with it a little too early, and it started coming loose again. So I got some Loctite in it now. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to start carrying it. But I got this one in my pocket. I put a 300 grit edge on it. I do need to resharpen it, because I threw a 300 grit edge on it only because, well, 2 reasons. One, the edge angle that was on it, I thought was a really high angle. So I wanted to throw a lower angle on it really quick, just something so it would cut a little bit better. And the factory edge seemed like it was really good. After I used it a little bit, wait, I guess it's my fault. I started chopping shit at work. I started like trying to see how good it was with wood. I started like taking the edge and trying to roll it like through wood and stuff. So the edge wound up going basically dull. And so I needed a new edge on it, and I wanted it on there. So I just hit it on a really aggressive stone, got an edge on it. And yeah, I was even chopping wood with it. But man, this thing works great. And even when I was like grinding into the wood, you know how like you get in the wood and you like kind of peel it up like that? 14C is such a tough steel that it's really good for things like that. You do get really good edge stability and everything. So it worked great. There was nothing wrong with the edge. It just, wound up being dull after the day. But after the day, I had cut up all kinds of shit. So it wasn't the wood that did it. But anyways, I threw a low grit edge on there. But I need to put it back on the stone and change the angle, because I would have thought the angle I put on it would have been bigger, or should I say the bevel would have been bigger, but it's not, because it is nice and thin behind the edge. It just gets thick really quick. That's the thing. It's surprising. You would think like just grabbing it, like you would think like it's a little thicker than it is, but it's actually thinner than you would think. And it slices really good. But the tip on it is very robust. This is the type of tip where you can really get some harder work in. Utility cuts aren't going to be the best with it. You can get by. Don't get me wrong. You can absolutely get by, but you ain't got to worry about stabbing this thing into anything. It's a tough tip, which normally I'm not going to say always, but in many cases I shy away from those knives. But there are a lot of knives, depending on the blade shape, that I really like it. So this sorry guys, this one, the tip goes down a little bit. So I don't mind it so much on this because I can at least get to the tip. When the tip is up here, like if this was a straight back, that's when I don't like it, because not only do I not get leverage, it's also really thick. So just kind of works against me. Just don't hit the top of it with a hammer like Lefty did. Dude, after I seen Lefty fail that one knife, I went and started smacking the fucking shit out of this thing. I hope I can. Yeah, we've been in here long enough. And it didn't fail, but I'll be honest. I've done that with a lot of Tucsons, and I've only ever had one that had, well, I don't think I've ever had lock rock. I felt one with blade rock. And let's just distinguish what that is again. So, anytime when you're trying to think of the definition of what these things are, always think about what is the issue, right? What is the problem? So, if the blade is moving back and forth, this direction like this, back and forth, if it's moving, that is blade rock, right? Blade rock. The blade is rocking, or you could say it's blade play towards the lock. But if the lock, when you go like this, is what's moving back and forth like this, that's lock rock. What's rocking? The lock. Lock, rock, right? But I did have one time with some blade rock. I don't think I've ever had one that had lock. I don't think so. Maybe, and I don't remember, but I've spine smacked a lot of them. I've never had any fail, and I've like put some muscle on them, and I've always loved how strong they are. That's one thing I got to give them. I don't think I've ever felt, because when I first started really messing with Tucsons, I was worried about that. That was one thing I always thought, like, man, these things are so awesome, but I bet when it comes down to it, they're not that strong. Like, that's what I always thought. And I'm not saying you can't fail one. You can fail just about any knife. If you smack it hard enough, the lock is going to disengage, because the way, and not all, but most knives are going to slip out, because like a lot of knife companies try to make it that way, because they'd rather it slip out and then there be no damage to the knife than a catastrophic failure where the knife is broken now. But then other companies want it to break. They'd rather let the knife break, because that'll make sure it's really strong. And then you have less likely of a chance of it failing, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, but I thought that Tucson was going to be one of those companies that it's like, man, this thing, it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. It's got to fail. Like, if I really tried, if I really muscled into it, it's going to fail. And over and over and over, I got surprised. And, they've probably been one of the most consistent companies that I've seen where I didn't see lock rock, blade rock, lock failure, lock slip, all those things. Because most companies, 1 out of 10 knives, you're going to wind up running into something, something, especially when we're talking about, a certain price range, especially. But I mean, when you really look at Tucsons, though, like the majority of them have nice thick lock bars. And not saying that means they're strong, because it is about the lock face geometry. But, and You know, I'm not saying you can't fail it either, because most likely if you hit it hard enough, it's gonna fail. You know what I found very interesting in that video though, with Lefty. It's weird. Right after that, he didn't do that to the field duty. Why didn't you spine whack the shit out of the field duty right after? Show me why it's better. I bet it would have failed. Bet it would have failed, especially when, you know, you give it enough gas, most frame locks and liner locks are gonna fail. It's just the way they're made. You know, this was a subject I wanted to talk about. Yeah, just a little. It's like, you know, some knife companies you'll find like Lock Rock or something on, and then the rest of the episode will just be shitting all over it. Then if it's a fucking Liang Ma or something, it's like, it really doesn't bother me though. I'm just giving him shit though. I love the guy. I'm biased too sometimes, you know, with shit. I know. I just, when we're talking about a certain price range, to me, like, okay, so when you move up, I gotta tell you guys about something too. When you move up into $300, $400, $500 price range, yeah, you better be right. You better be all these fucking things. Like, you better be phenomenal. Like, you better be, like, some people leave me comments like, it better come with GPS tracking and all these. I'm not saying that, but you know, it better be really, really good. Now, when you talk about for $100, and when you can get very close to those knives in that category of the $400-$500 range, it's amazing. And it's like, you know, then when you see little tiny details that you could easily fix, it's like, yeah, I'm not even worried about that, because I'm getting so much for my money already. That, so what if I got to tune the detent a little bit, or so what if I got to do this? And I'm talking about all kinds of companies, not necessarily just one. What's up, Mike? Bro, I'm uploading a 1-minute video that is honestly a trailer for a video I am in the process of shooting. Well, a series of videos. I'm going to send you a link, or you can just find it. Okay. I did a short today in the middle of doing all this shit, because I did film a couple videos ahead of time, because I started tearing into things today. But it's a process, right? It's not going to all just happen at once. And I you know, tried to tear into stuff. I know this is boring talk, so I'll get through it quick. But anyways, I tore into some stuff, and I got a couple of videos backed up so that I didn't have to film today, but then I want to film it anyways. That's short. Riley, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Oh, it's like, oh, I thought that was, is that a yawn, or is that a ha ha ha? I hope that's a ha ha ha, not a yawn. Hi from Melbourne, Florida. What's up, Florida? There we go. What's up, Florida? All right. So, you know, back in the day, not even back in the day, 2 years ago, we used to test detents. I remember, because a lot of reviewers did this, right? It was like, how can you tell if it's a good detent? So this was kind of the trick. You did this. So you'd get it, and you'd obviously hold it straight up and down, and, you know, flick it with your normal finger. Then you would try your middle finger, right? Which is usually stronger than your pointer. Then the thumb flick. If you could do it with your thumb, it was a pretty good detent. Now, if you could do the same thing with your left or your weak hand, right? Then that means it's a good detent, because it's you know, sometimes detents, especially when that's not your, you know, dominant hand, and or using the thumb, like being able to do that. But detents are so well tuned now that it's not a really good argument, because that was when, like, I guess it might have been over 2 years ago, but like 3 or 4 years ago, because that was when they were in the process of everybody having a good detent. Like, you were still able to get lots of shitty detents. Now, the things we call a bad detent are what used to be an amazing detent. ZT was always killing detents though. So ZT was great. Get my first two. I will get my first two soon. Not sure. Is a 177 TS305 or TS301? Oh, you're not sure which one you're gonna get? All of them are great. Just depends on what kind of action you like. I would say between those, oh man, the 301's probably the best out of those three. Like for most people will probably agree on that. So yeah, the 223 is amazing. You know, and after I put that video up, I got all kinds of comments because I remember when I first got it and I posted my video, I knew right away. I was like, man, this is my favorite Tucson now. Like, you know, you kind of know those things, but now I look at it, is there's so many that I love. I can't just say this is my absolute favorite, right? If you were gonna say what's my favorite flipper only, the 223. Janik, thank you, man. I appreciate it. 5 bones. Thank you. Much love. Thank you so much. Yeah, but better at a family member's house than a stranger's. I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but obviously it's better at a family member's house. No, thank you, Janik. Thank you. Oh, you son of a bitch. Ray, what's up, bud? Shout out to Ray at Everyday City Carry. Go and sub to his channel. Thank you for the 5 bones, brother. Just dropping by to show some love. I appreciate the love, and we're going to give some love back. You guys go and sub to Everyday City Carry's channel. I know we'd love to have you guys over there. We have 88 people in here. Emailed you the link. Let's watch it now. Where'd you emailed it to me? Hang on a second. I don't normally use this device for my emails, so. Ah, shit. See. Damn it. That's what I was worried about. All right, I gotta close this. Hang on 1 second. All right, we're gonna watch this thing from Mike Emler. Let's let me go back in here and make it full screen. And bang. Oh, no, I guess that didn't work. Bang. Mike Emler obviously has his knife collection coming up in multiple different videos. Oh yeah, shout out to Stasa23, by the way. I'm wearing his shirt. I forgot to say that at the beginning. So go and sub to his channel as well, along with Mike Emler, so you guys can see his knife collection coming up, which is awesome. Those videos get a lot of views. I usually try to do them all in one video. it's going to be tough this year. It's going to be tough. Normally I do it fast. Like I'm like, you know, this is the Kaiser Cormorant. This is the da-da-da, you know, and just go back and forth really fast because otherwise it winds up being an hour-long video. This time I'll probably break it up into 2 parts or something. Did you get that picture I sent you on Instagram of the Knife Center exclusive Cormorant? Got to get, I don't know, but I did see it already, the Micarta in 3V, so we're going to talk about that. 88 people in here. Don't forget to drop a like, and if you guys aren't subbed to the channel, sub to the channel. So, we have, how many knives do you have, Mike? It took hours. Yeah. The last one I did was well over an hour and I had to redo it like 3 times faster. So, but, so the Kaiser Cormorant, everybody wants to know, when's it going to be in stock? When's it going to be in stock? When's it going to fucking be in stock? Well, it's on the ocean right now. They are on the ocean in transports heading to the States. They will be at your regular knife dealer probably in a week or 2, probably in a week, because they were already on, you know, they were already in process, probably a week or 2. So they're going to be in soon, very soon. In November, they will be there. So as long as nothing happens after they get, you know, to the States or, you know, crash or something, God forbid. But yeah, so they should be anytime. Now, the next question, or the next thing is, yes, they have a exclusive in 3V and Micarta. Now, they also have a titanium, I believe a titanium frag version. I'm not positive about the frag, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a titanium frag version, 200 pieces. So if you guys are wanting the titanium Cormorant, this is the knife we're talking about, the button lock Cormorant with 1,000 different ways to deploy it, then you might want to keep your eyes out for that because there's only going to be 200 of them. I'm not sure if they will wind up doing another batch in a, you know, different color or plain tie or something like that. I have no idea. As far as I know, just 200 of them. Have you seen the backup cargo ships off the east and west coast and unload? They went from unloading 9 ships a day to 18 and still can't keep up. That's what happens. This knife. So I do have to break it to some lefties over here because I know lefties are probably going to really want this. I'm anxious, but this is the thing. I was reading the comment. That's where the anxious part went. Sorry, it probably sounded stupid. When you do it lefty, there's one little issue. The button is not recessed, at least not deep. They recessed it a tiny bit, but not deep enough. So when you go to flick it like this, your finger hits that button. So when you go like this, you tend to slow it down. Like I have figured out how to avoid it. So what I do is I just go like this. Instead of going like this with my finger and just flicking it, I go like this. I put my finger just right on top, like right by the pivot. Then I flick it. And it works great. Works great. But a lot of people are just used to going like this and then flicking. And you can do that, but you have to be careful not to put pressure on the button. If you do, it slows it down. That's all. It'll still fire, but it'll slow it down. So just know that that because of the size, because of where the button lands, and because of how far it pokes out, things like that, you can touch it. But like I said, it's easy to avoid it once you get used to it. It'll take about 10 flicks and you'll get used to it. Next thing, Detolate knives. The Detolate knives. When are they going to be in? When are they going to be in? They just hit the ocean, ladies and gentlemen. They just hit the ocean. So they are on the way as well. They are not on the same ship as the Kaisers, as the Cormorant, but they did just hit the ships. So they are on their way too. The reason why they took so long is because of Kaiser, actually. Kaiser wanted to put different clips on there. So instead of there being steel spring clips. They're putting a titanium clip. So they changed it over to titanium clips. So they had to make all the titanium clips and blah, 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 blah. Wound up taking a little bit longer. And so they will be here soon. Supposedly, they'll be here in November as well. We'll cross our fingers. That's supposedly. So, you know, I think the ships take about 2 weeks. But you know, that's 2 weeks of travel. That's not counting getting them off the ship and all that stuff. I don't know how all that works and how long it takes to even get the whole ship empty. I don't know. Yeah, a little short on likes, right? A little short on the likes. What were you doing, Breeze? You're supposed to be hoarding likes over here. Hey, Mom. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jared. I have to watch movies, Joy. All right, I love you. Tell Joyce I said I love him. So I made a pretty big purchase. I know it's not a good normally I don't make purchases like this because I know they're not good for the channel. But I did make not a bad purchase because I could always sell it or trade it or whatever, which I probably won't want to because I already love it and I haven't even had it yet. I'm going to show you guys what it is and it's coming. It should be here in a couple days. Mike, thank you, man. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, the trailer looks awesome. Yes, it's in RWL 34. Yes, it is. And you know what was funny was when I thank you again, Mike. When I seen it, because I seen it after we talked about RWL 34, and it's like when I seen it, it's like, oh, it's destiny. It's fucking destiny. It's got to be destiny. I was just talking about it. So me and Talica were actually talking about RWL 34 because he just got a Norseman, and me and Talica, we talk every day, and he just got a Grimsmo Norseman, and you know we were talking about the steel and you know how great it is and blah 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 blah, and then I seen a knife that I want, and I'm just going to pull it up. Just pull it up and check it out. All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I bought this, and and what I mean by it's not good for the channel. This is it. I fell in love right when I seen it. First of all, I fell in love. I seen it, and it was like, oh fuck, oh fuck, I gotta have that. I want that. I want that bad. And I was like, man, that's too much money though. And I've tried a custom mowing before. It's on my channel. You guys can watch the review. His customs are amazing. The detents are so crisp. The flipper tabs are so awesome. Now this is a front flipper and a flicker. Let me see if I can show you guys the see if there's yeah here. So when I go like this, you can see how the hole is a little bit low. It winds up landing in a really good spot for the reverse flick. Well, his flipper tabs and jimping is really nice. Like it's really nice. Now this isn't a custom. This is done by React. But because React does such a good job with basically copying the custom maker's detents, I have no doubt that the detent's not going to be fantastic. However, it's what I mean by it's not good for the channel is that I like to, when I make purchases, I like to make sure that it's going to help the channel and benefit the channel in a way where you guys like it, where you guys watch it, where you guys blah blah blah. This is not a knife that'll probably get many views. This is not a knife that, you know, I could probably get a few videos out of it and blah blah, you know, all that stuff, but it's just not great for the channel. But it's something I like. It's something I want, and I don't do that very often. You know, sometimes I do, especially if I know both. Like if I know it's good for the channel and I want it, then it's a win-win. And I'm talking about with something expensive. Obviously, if it's not that expensive, it's not the big of a deal. But this is expensive. So I'm probably gonna have to do after the new year, I'll probably do a knife sale to the Patreons. What's happening, Lou? And yeah, not saying I'm gonna sell that. I'm saying other stuff because I'll probably keep that. I can already tell. I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the blade shape. I just love everything about it. I do. And it has a thin blade stock. Oh yeah, RWL 34. That's another thing I want to talk about. And I'm gonna talk about it in a way that, because this is what I hear people saying. I hear people saying, "Oh man, that's too expensive for RWL 34." Don't think like that, man. I used to think like that too. It's not good to think like that. It's not healthy. And you wind up looking bad. Not looking bad like that, but it shows ignorance. And I say that because they're like, you can have, like, just because a steel is a high-end steel doesn't mean it belongs on X knife, right? Like, it's kind of like right now. If I told you I have a $300 chopper, right? And it's in M390 or a $300 chopper in 14C28N. Most people would say, "Oh, give me the M390." Well, you'd be an idiot, right? M390 is not a good chopping steel, right? It's not a tough as nails steel, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So, and also when we start going into, say, sharpening, being able to maintain it, whether or not the heat treat is good, all kinds of other factors. There's so many other factors than just saying, "Oh, with that price, it needs this steel," right? Well, first of all, that guy, the custom maker, he does RWL 34 on all his knives, or at least I believe he does on his customs. The custom I did the review on was in Damasteel. That's what Damasteel is made out of. Now we can go across the board and show where a lot of custom makers are using RWL 34, and their knives sell for a lot of money, right? And like I said, Damasteel. How many people have Damasteel? They don't mind paying it then. The Grimsmo Norseman and a lot of other knives. But to say that with any steel, now I do get I think there's a limit, right? Where once you get into mid-range steels, what we consider mid-range steels and up, that's when there's factors at play. That's when there's variables and factors that you have to consider before saying that that's too expensive for that steel. Now, yes, if it was 440C or 8CR, I would get that, because yes, there are much better steels that will give you the same advantages of those steels that are better. But with a lot of steels, once you get past that and you get into the mid-range steels and up, now you got to put some factors in place. So like that EDC knife, right? I don't mind RWL 34 on it. RWL 34, say that 5 times fast, is how many of you guys think or how many of you are saying it right now after I said that? But RWL 34 takes a ridiculous sharp edge. It can take a nasty sharp edge. I mean, like, fucking dangerously sharp edge with a good heat treat, which I have no doubt Riet's heat treats aren't good, because they're really good. So that's the factor. It maintains really nicely. It hones really nicely. It strops back very nicely. You don't have the potentials of microchipping as high in that steel as maybe some others. So there's just a lot of different things, and different grinds for different minds. Yeah, and and that's not saying that maybe some steels, maybe some super steels would have been better on it. I'm not saying that that's not true too. I'm just saying that don't think so one-centered with thinking this steel belongs on this knife because it's this price. That's not how it works. You got to look at what the knife is for, and a lot of other things. So And then also, a lot of people don't necessarily like the super steels. A lot of people like to be able to sharpen their knife very easily and maintain it very easily. They appreciate that more than the longevity of edge retention that has the potential. And like if we're talking about a really hard steel, that possibly could have microchipping or possibly, be harder for them to sharpen or possibly maybe not maintain, easily. Yeah, I wish I was. I'm still learning a lot myself. But there's so many steels out there, and I think we get caught up in this thing where it's like, oh, it's this much money and it's only S35. Why didn't they use M390? And it's like, okay, well, let's say they did, right? Let's say they did. But let's say they're not good at M390, right? They suck at M390. So not only, okay, you got your M390, it's burnt to shit, it sucks, the heat treat's poor, and fucking it's got a burnt edge on it too. Like all the shit you could get in a bad steel. Now, when you put that into consideration, it's like, all right, just give me the S35. And like I was talking to a company a couple weeks ago, I think I talked about in a live where they were dealing with S90V for the first time. And they felt bad for how it came out. They knew they didn't do a good job. They knew it. So, and that was just on a prototype, and they already knew. They were like, we got to work on this. Like, we can't, obviously we can't sell knives like this. Like, this is bad. But, in the same breath, like somebody else would have been like, oh, fucking S35, give me S90V. It's like, okay. So I understand that we are in a place where steels are a dime a dozen now, and we can get so many great steels, and some companies are doing a fantastic job with them, others aren't. But we're in a place where it's like our yesterday's super steels, or sorry, yesterday's super steels are today's budget steels, So when that happens, people tend to not look at steels the same. They tend to start going like, oh, that's S35. Oh, that's a budget steel. It's like, why is that a budget steel? It's like, oh, it's $200 and it's S35. It should be M390. It's like, fucking Chris Reeves knives just changed over yesterday. You guys were fucking buying them for $450. What are we talking about? And in a lot of cases, S35 is really good because it's easy to, you can sharpen it in the field. I can sharpen any steel in the field, to be honest, but a mass majority of people can sharpen it in the field. They can hone it in the field. They can literally use any type of stones and sharpen it. They don't have to use diamond. Yeah, I'd be loving some K390, but I also don't want K390 on everything. It's possibly my favorite steel, right? Most likely, probably. But I wouldn't want it on everything. That just would be stupid. Because one, it's corrosive, right? So there's a lot of reasons why I wouldn't want it. It can be chippy. And if every company did it, trust me, we would hate it. We would fucking hate it. Not because we can get it so easily, but because everybody would be doing it bad. Only like 4 companies would be doing it any justice. So everybody would think K390 has edge retention like S30V or something, because every company would be fucking up the heat treat on it and it would be bad. And then everybody would be complaining about it and saying how horrible it is. And then the 3 companies that are doing it good would get a bad reputation because of these other companies. That's how it works. Unfortunately, there's a lot of snobs in the scene, but if it works and you're happy, then that's all that counts. Absolutely. Sometimes it reminds me of like my dick is bigger than yours kind of thing. True. Very true. That's a good analogy, because it kind of is, and I've done the same thing, man. I became a knife snob. a steel snob, all those things. Like, I'm the guy who gets pissed when SOG puts SOG on their clips, because I don't want to walk around and everybody look at my pocket clip and say he's carrying a SOG. Everybody's laughing at me. The masses are laughing at me when I'm walking down a city street and they can all see SOG hanging out of my pocket. But put Microtech on it, I'm okay. Oh, John, you out of here? I must have dropped the F-bomb too many times. All right, brother, take it easy. Yeah, it's like you can put certain brands on that clip and it's like, okay, I'm all right. But you put CRKT SOG or something like that on there, oh man, I can't even put it in my pocket. How do you like the DC-53? I'm liking it on my Valona. I had good results with it. I didn't have an issue with it. It takes a nasty sharp edge, a nasty polished edge. So D2 doesn't take a nasty, I mean, it can. So when I say it doesn't, I'm not speaking for all of it. But I've had a lot of D2 that just does not take a great polish. I've had some that does okay, but the second you start using it, it gets slick. So anyways, D2 normally doesn't take a great polish. That DC-53 takes a ridiculous sharp polished edge, like nasty sharp. And I bet it has a lot to do with the toughness, because since it's tough, you have the ability to get, because when you think of edges too, a lot of times, you want to think of the edge stability, like we were talking about the other day. Edge stability gives you the ability to get that edge and, basically lengthen it to the very apex. Now, if it doesn't have edge stability, then what's going to happen? The very tip of this microscopic edge is going to chip off. And then you'll be left with this instead of like it really refined. You know what I mean? So when you can get an edge to be really refined all the way up, is, I want to say apex, but it's always the apex, but a really fine apex, that's when you can get like a really nasty, sharp, polished edge period. But when it doesn't have the edge stability to do that, it basically just chips off and leaves an apex still, but just not as wire fine, because I think that, like, when you look at it on like a microscopic level, it's like, I forget the exact like measurement, but it's like under a micron. Like, it's so fine, like it's crazy thinner. It can be thinner than a hair, and that's how it has the ability to cut through a hair. Not even cut through a hair, to whittle a hair, to whittle hair. When it whittle hairs, that's because the apex is finer than the hair itself. That's crazy, right? That's crazy to think that the very tip of your apex is more fine than the hair it's cutting. It's smaller. Now, that's also sometimes why it's going to chip. It's going to microchip. And that's why sometimes with some steels, it's like, yeah, put a polish on it all day. Use it. It's going to microchip to death. Or you're going to use it a couple times and it'll basically go down to a working edge. That's why some super steels, and this is why, is the reason why sometimes some of these super steels have like very short lasting fine edge, but have a really long lasting working edge, is because of that reason. They don't have that edge stability to hold that very, very fine microscopic, less than a micron edge or apex. So that chips off. And then what's left? A good working edge. But that good working edge will last forever, right? It'll last a long fucking time. First and foremost, always a tool. Okay. Speaking of that, always a tool. I actually have a little tool subject for the tool masses. I find myself being attracted to designs like that because You know, I've always been in construction. I always grew up on the construction site. So I've always had an eye for tools, right? Um, and when I look at a knife, that's first and foremost what attracts me. It's the first thing that attracts me, like how useful it looks. How does it make sense, right? Like I always speak about that. Does it make sense? Does the grind and that blade and the handle and the lock and etc. make sense? Then I look at the blade shape and everything else, and those things attract me first. Then the action and all the other details. Why? Because like even if I get a knife that has an amazing action, it's just insane stupid, I might like to fidget with it, but I'm not going to enjoy carrying it for working purposes. I'm not going to enjoy using it. So by default, I already know like I'm not attracted to it like somebody else might be. So the first thing that attracts me, and everybody does that too. Everybody, the first thing that gets you is the design, right? The first thing. But that's what I notice is my eye. And before, back in the day, especially when I first started the channel, that wasn't the case. It was, but it wasn't. It was what I thought was a good design, what I thought worked well, what looked like, in my opinion, to work well. But then over time, you wind up realizing how bad that was. Like, that doesn't work good. You start realizing, like, how to identify a good grind versus a bad grind, and, you know, and so on and so forth. What's up, Jim? What's up, sweet cheeks? I prefer Almax over M390, and I'm anxious to try Sleipner because I think I like it better too. Just going off what I heard. Yeah, that's a thing too. You know, you don't have to actually try a steel to already know you're gonna like it just because of the qualities that comes with that steel. So I get that. I like Almax too. I don't have as much experience with it as I do M390, but the experience I do have with it, I love it. I'm surprised more companies don't use it. Maybe because it is more expensive or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's because people aren't demanding it. I don't know. It's hard to say because when we first started using M390 and 20 CV, it was because everybody was demanding it. And it was expensive. But over time, more companies get it because more companies want to appeal to the masses. So the price starts going down. Yes, I heard it was tougher and has better edge retention. I don't know a lot about that steel, to be honest, so I don't want to speak on it because I'd be speaking. I'm ignorant to it. I don't know Sleipner much, uh, but um, but yeah, I mean, if it's tougher and has better edge retention, then it's already going to be better. I wonder, well, because next would be the corrosion resistance, which M390 has great corrosion resistance. That's the one thing it does have, is that with a good heat treat, it has amazing edge retention and amazing corrosion resistance. And it's tough. It's not a tough steel, but compared to tough steels, but it's tough enough for for EDC knives. What's your thoughts on Van X Superclamp? I like Van X. I've only dealt with it a few times, but I got a knife in it. I've had 2 knives in it, but I like it. I like it a lot. It has it holds a really good edge. It has a great edge retention, and you don't have to worry about it. It's so corrosion resistant. That's the one. Like, if you're worried about corrosion, like fucking Lefty, that's all he should get. It's the only steel he should ever get, because that's the steel that you're not going to have to worry about. And it has good edge retention, because a lot of the other steels that do have great corrosion resistance don't have great edge retention. Like H1, fuck H1. I will never buy a knife in H1. You could have my knife, right? Like the glorious knife, like that's the one, and put H1 in it, and I'm turning the page. That stuff is garbage. But there's other steels, LC 200, and steels like that, that are really good, like really, really good. You're probably not going to have to worry about rust or anything. It's possible, but probably not. But like steels like Van Eyck Super Clean, you're never gonna have to worry about rust. What's your thoughts on selling me the scales off your boot or soles off my boots? You don't want the soles off my boots. S35, M390, and M690 are probably the most knives you have in your collection. D2 also. I got a lot of S30V. I got a lot of all kinds of steels, but S30V is another one that I have a lot of. And a lot of 14C28N. You see Sleipner steel more in fixed blades, but there are a few folders made in it. An upgraded D2 in toughness and edge retention, but below CPM 3V from what I've heard. Huh. Okay. Well, when we look at it like that, an upgrade from D2, in my opinion, is XHP. XHP is basically a stainless D2. Now, I find that because D2 has great edge retention done right. When it's heat treated right, D2 has an amazing edge retention. CTS XHP has great edge retention. I'm not positive, but I don't think it's as difficult to heat treat as D2, but I don't know because I'm not a heat treater. But I've never had bad CTS XHP. I have had bad D2 though, so I also haven't had as much XHP as D2, so I don't know. But I love XHP though. Jared, you should make a video on drilling thumb stud holes and spidey holes on knives. I will be needing a video on this in the near future. I don't do that, so I can't do that for you. When I get a drill press to do it, I will do that for you. I was looking actually into one the other day, but so coming soon. What steel and grind? But if you do want something done, I would talk to knife modders. What steel and grind will work best cutting open a lot of potato sacks and thick fruit boxes? Fruit boxes, if you're gonna deal with actual fruit, then you're probably going to want a good heat treated M390 or something because you're going to want corrosion resistance and edge retention at the same time. Boxes are an abrasive, so you're going to, boxes, cardboard by default tears edges apart. So you're going to want something with a good. You're not really looking for toughness. You're looking for edge retention and corrosion resistance. So I would look for something like an M390 or 20CV with a good heat treat. So that means from a reputable company. Or you could just, you could look for other stainless steels that are really good, like S30Vs, S35, stuff like that. Depends on your price range. If you're on a budget, then I'd go with like 14C or 154CM. If you're not on a budget, then yeah, I would go with the steels I already mentioned. Now, if you really, don't care about the price, then I would try to find something in Van Eyck Super Clean. Then you're really good. But there's only like one or two companies using it, so. Got the Smoky Mountain Knives exclusive Pena X Series Apache with the burlap micarta today. After bleaching and scrubbing the scales, the texture of the burlap the burlap and natural look is effing amazing. Hell yeah. Hells yeah. So you bleached it? Huh. Never done that. I don't think I've ever bleached my micarta. Gosh, I do. I do need one. I need a good one. I was looking at them yesterday. I was looking up some like budget ones, I know. Shut up, guys. I know you guys are gonna say don't get a budget one, but you gotta always stay within your means. But yeah, I was looking at one, right around the couple $100 range. Whoa, what's up, Spirit? Ryan's in the house. I've had 2 Shuros and M390 rust way faster than any of my XHP S35 or CPM 154 or Damn Steel, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, some people do have those issues. I think sometimes it depends on how it, I'm not saying yours came bad or anything like that, but like Lefty, he's rusted M392, but he also just rusted a Rockstead. And I'm not saying he did, but his location or his environment, his house or whatever. Um, I think sometimes, maybe where it came from and what was happening already. I I don't really have an issue because I always keep up. I always try to throw oil on my shit every couple weeks. I sent a knife in D2 to Lefty, and he said it showed up and had some spotting on it, from the transport. But I don't think I ever oiled that. I thought I might have, but maybe I didn't. But yeah, M3090 can rust too. If you oil it and keep up with it, then you have better chance. I mean, you have a really good chance of it never rusting. Now, finish is a big deal. This is why I think yours probably did. Most churros have a bead blast. That's the problem. Bead blasted finishes are the most highly susceptible finishes. If you have a problem with rust, do not get bead blasted finishes. Bead blasted finishes they're so much more susceptible to pitting and corrosion and spotting and all that. I would stick with um good stone washes, so not the deep etched stone washes, but like kind of the shiny stone washes, kind of like this, just the shiny where it's nice and smooth. I would stick with those or satin finishes. Now, some deep satin finishes can be like that too, but not as bad as Bead Blast. Bead Blast just, it just is what it is. It sucks for corrosion. What's up, Blades and Fades is in here. Shout out to Blades and Fades. Go and check his channel out. What is the best lubricant for all steels? I use 3-in-1. Now you can get EDCI. I've heard great things about it. I've never used it, but a lot of people do. It's a spray. I clean my knives with alcohol. So I have alcohol in a bottle. I always just give them a good spray down. This is like what you do with EDCI. So you just spray it on, and then wipe it off. But what I do is I spray my knives with alcohol and then I wipe them off while the alcohol's still on there, and I massage it in really good, make sure I get the steel really good. Then I take 3-in-1. It's like $5, but it works great. And 3-in-1 means it cleans, penetrates, and prevents. That's the 3. So cleans, prevents, and penetrates the steel. So what I do is I put it on there and I just, take like a Q-tip or a napkin or whatever, and I rub, or just your finger, and rub it all over the steel, and then let it sit for like 5 minutes. Let it sit for like 5 minutes. Let that oil penetrate into the steel, and then dry it off. And I never have an issue. Fiend's in the house. Thank you, Fiend. There is Blades and Fades YouTube channel. Go and sub to his channel. Yeah, and really any oil will work. Some people claim some oils work better than others. Really, as long as you oil it, it'll be good. Because oil keeps water away, basically, right? It keeps moisture away. Water and oil don't mix. That's the point, right? Everybody knows that. Water and oil don't mix. It's kind of like you guys remember those. You guys remember those toys where it's like full of water and it has like colored oils in it, and like you can flip it upside down and all the oil, it never mixes together, and there's all those bubbles and stuff, and like you can, all the colors never, or if you shake it up, the colors will mix, but then they'll just go right back apart. And it's always so fascinating. That's just different kinds of oils. Water but the oil will never mix with the water, and that's what it does. Is it basically keeps the water away. So any oil will work. Metallica uses semen for lube. It's been sticky. Seth, what's up, bud? Thank you for the donation. You son of a beesh. You on the Cormorant. This is my down payment on it. They'll be in stock very soon, brother. They'll be in stock. Cut my pepperoni as my knife and then grease lubes. There you go. 3V. What? Okay. Do you have the Viper Sharp system? If so, is it compatible with the Hapstone Universal Stone Holder? I don't have the Viper Sharp. I got like 3 different systems. I got this one Easy Edge or something. I think it's called Easy Edge. I got that, then I got the Work Sharp, and then I got something else. But I freehand my edges, but I use systems because I offer a fixed angled system for people that want a fixed angled system edge. Some people want to save a few bucks and get a fixed angle system edge, so I offer that in my sharpening service. I also offer a belt sharpening, and I offer a freehand sharpening. No, I don't have Viper. Good conversation topic is today's hype train. The reason for people thinking amazing steels like CPM 154 S35 are not amazing. Well, that's what I don't think you were in here, Ryan. We actually just had a whole conversation about that. I actually was just talking about that. Maybe you're saying it was an amazing topic, or maybe you're saying to talk about it. I don't know, but we were just talking about it, saying that the people that look at a knife, because I just bought a knife. Let me just pull it back up. I just bought this knife, right? And this knife is $320. What the fuck? Sorry. Is right. Oh, I gotta make it smaller or something. What the heck is going on? Anyways, it's like $320 and it's RWL 34. And I said, I can hear people right now saying, oh, it's not worth that. That's too much money for RWL 34. But no, it's not. Because you got to stop thinking and looking at steels like that. That's not how it works. And I was saying it makes people, I used to do the same thing. I've done it too. So I'm talking to myself. We look ignorant when we talk like that. That's not the case. Once you get past a certain level of steel, right? Like, yes, HCR, I would agree, is not worth a certain amount of money. Certain steels, yes, I would agree, are not worth a certain amount of money. But once you get into mid-grade steels and up, that goes all out the window because, there's a difference in people, right? People's differences, whether or not you want ease of sharpening, ease of maintenance, or something tough with a good stainless, or maybe something that takes a very keen edge and can hold it rather than a very keen edge that goes right down to a working edge. Like I was saying, some of the super steels, that's what they do. Yes, they take a very keen edge, but they go right to a working edge pretty quick because they don't have the edge stability that some steels do. Now, yes, those steels can, but now we're talking about custom heat treats. But and all those are factors, whether or not it's a production heat treat, whether or not it has a good heat treat, whether or not it's, it is what you're looking for you, right? Because there's so many factors at play. Looking at a price and saying this steel should not be on this knife, you should put this steel instead. That's not a good argument. And like I was saying, and then some companies can't do that steel very well. So you would rather them do this steel than that steel because they're not good at that steel. Or, the knife itself. What's the knife for? What is the knife for? And I always bring this up because when I look at a knife, I always want to know, what was that knife made for? If you, hey, everyday EDC. Thank you. What's up, dummies? Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. But when you look at what the knife is for, right? Like, that's why sometimes I get upset when I look at a knife and I see it has a little tiny light duty handle, but yet it has a hard use grind. That doesn't make sense. Same thing with the steel. It's like, what is that knife for, right? oh, well, that knife is for EDC cutting. So it's not for hard use, right? It's not for hard use. Well, then it probably doesn't need a hard use steel. Or, maybe it needs easy maintainable steel, right? Like if it's supposed to be in the field, or maybe a work knife, right? A work knife, maybe you might not want insane edge retention on a work knife, because regardless of how good the edge retention is, it's not going to get through the day. So what you'd rather have is a steel that maintains easily, because yeah, it might go duller a little faster than X super steel, but you can hone it back or strop it back to sharp, rather than the other steel that's going to go dull just the same, except for you're not going to be able to bring that edge back as fast, or it might microchip. All right. Like it's like, yeah, it has amazing edge retention if you only cut this one thing. Right. But once you start putting other things involved, now you get microchipping, or maybe you want a very keen edge, and that takes, certain steels take keener edges than others. Like there's so many variables, especially when we start talking about mid-grade and high-end steels all in one. You can't just put a price on it and say, this price category should be S30V. This price category should be M390. This price category should be K390. Like you can't think about it like that. That's not how it works. And 154 CM is an amazing steel. It's an amazing steel. And I don't want to say we're lucky, but we are lucky in this time where we get some of these steels that were yesterday's super steels. And we're just so spoiled with steels that we suddenly, because we can get, say, S35 for budget prices, that suddenly now we put it in the budget category. We shouldn't do that, because then you start looking at these other companies that say are still using S35 with an amazing heat treat. You're starting to look at them like, why are they still using S35? I can get S35 for $50. It's like, it's not the same. It's not the same. And even if it was the same, what is that knife for? Right? Like there's so many variables. But I fall into the same thing, where it's like you look at it and you're like, it should have this steel. Jared, did you hit up Matt Christensen from CK about nabbing a mini Maverick OEM? No, I didn't. I did not. I should though. I should. Had a 399 S35 go missing in the past 2 weeks ago. That sucks. That sucks. But like 399 for S35 VN. Like I was just saying, like we pretend like when we look at a knife and you say, oh man, like I hear people saying that about Concept, right? And I'm just using them as an example. They use S35 VN and they'll use it on some of their higher end knives. Like their knives are like $250 or $200 or whatever. And people are like, it should be M390. They're not good at M390 yet. No, you don't want M390 on their knives. Now, maybe once they get good at it and they can heat treat it properly and grind it properly, then yeah, you might, that might be a thing. But as of right now, you don't want them putting M390 on it. Like, it's not a good idea. Now, but to say that knife it's too expensive because it's S35. I can go over here to this company that's in the same country and everything else, and I can get the steel for $20, or $100 less. But then you look at another company and you're willing to buy theirs. It's like it's not going to work across the board. So don't make it try. Don't try to make it. If you have access to a drill press, you can use that to push it out as well as putting it back in once the scales have been swapped. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about removing a thumb stud? I don't know if you are, but you can use a vise to get one off. If you're probably not talking about that. Earlier we were talking about, or I was talking about knives that my eyes attracted to because they work good, right? Like the for what I want, like I'm attracted to it because it looks like it's super useful, right? So that first attracts me, like the grind, the blade stock thickness, the handle, the contouring, the access to the lock bar, the flipper tab, like just little details like that. But recently, because of a couple designs, like some of these weird designs have also kind of caught my eye because after getting a couple weird designs and realizing how amazing they work for certain things, they're starting to attract me a lot more. Even though, like, before I would look at it and be like, ugh, why'd you have to put that on there? Why'd you have to put that recurve on there? Why'd you have to do this? But now it's like, ooh, that'd be really good for cutting cardboard. Or, ooh, that'd be really good for opening boxes, because there are some blade shapes that, yeah, they might not be good for the masses, like say like certain blade shapes that are good for a jack of all trades type blade shape, but damn it, do they work good for that one thing, So I find myself getting attracted. Oh, Andrew Toole, you son of a bitch. What's up, bud? We'll give a little bell ring for Andrew Toole. What's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Everybody say hi to Andrew Toole. Shane, you're probably right. It's not the cost-effective spider. Can you tell me how the Kuby Drake S90V cost me $125, and after I bought it, I checked the price and it went up to $229. The blade has some weird stain on it, but it's hard to see. Well, first of all, or not even first of all, but Kuby does these deals like every few months. Every few months they take their knives and they drop them like down. Like I've gotten a few of their knives like that where it's crazy how cheap they are, and then next week they're right back up. So that's another thing. Keep your eyes out for Kuby. That's why sometimes I don't like to pay their full price, because I'm like, I'll wait a couple weeks. You guys will give me a deal. Because they do it all the time. They do it probably 2-3 times a year. They'll just have like a sale. Well, Metallica, I don't know why. Because we always just announce you. How about that? We announce you're in here. Now everybody's wanting a damn cowbell. Still in the custom knife game. Just waiting on book spots and Buddy to release a very specific grail. What's its name? Let's look it up. What is the name of that grail? I'm interested now. What is the name of the grail? You're not telling, or what? Is it a secret? What's the name of this grail? I got my Atlas, super cheap. Yeah, that Atlas is awesome. Jared, cupcake. Bit of an off-topic question, but most of us who enjoy the smell of stropping compound in the morning also are lovers of flashlights. Are you in the same? Any of you? Yeah. I actually got a lot of flashlights. I actually got a flashlight video coming up like really soon. I was already supposed to have it done. I should have had it done last week. We had a bunch of, anyways, doesn't matter why I didn't get it done, but yeah, I got actually some flashlight reviews coming. But what do I have around me right now? I got this one is the Olight baton. This is a really good one. I love the Olight baton. The Olight Warriors are, if you want a tactical flashlight, the Olight Warrior is a really good one. This one's a great, like, not EDC, but like your truck light or something around the house, because this is super bright. This is like 1100 lumens. They also make this exact one, which I have in the other room, like this big, and it's like 1,000 lumens or something. Same thing, just shrunken down to this big, and it's really, really good as well. So I would recommend those. They also, I got a bunch of Olights, but also this company, True Night makes some really good stuff too. They're actually sending me a bunch of stuff, and I'm loving it. Oh yeah, I should have told you guys. I'll tell you guys this here in a second. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, so this is what I believe he is waiting on. Is this it? You said the ion? Yeah, this is the ion right here. Spirited used to have one of these. Didn't I review this? Yeah, I reviewed this knife. But it was this one. That's me. That's my hand right there, actually. I think. Yeah. Isn't that yours? Spirit? Ryan. Is that my thumb? It looks like my thumb a little bit. I can't really tell. Maybe it's I can't tell. There's not enough cuts on it. That nail doesn't look. Yeah, it must be mine because it's got flat nails. I got really flat nails. I think that's my hand right there, and I think that is Spirit's old one. Yeah, awesome knife, man. Talk about some good thumb stud action. Them thumb studs are amazing. Oh yeah. It shows your name. Did it? I couldn't even see it. My does it say my name? Where does it say my name? Oh, I see Spirited Blades. I don't see my name though, but okay. Cool. Oh yeah, right there. Neevesknives by Neevesknives. Okay, yeah. Hell yeah. I'm blind, guys. I'm blind. I actually was wearing some glasses today. Felt really good. Surefire is another one. Yeah, Surefire. I actually was wearing a Surefire. Someone just sent me a bunch of Surefire stuff. Yeah, I got two Surefires. Actually, I got one next to me. Yeah, Surefire is a USA flashlight company, so you're gonna pay a little bit more money for them. But if you're wanting USA, I would go with Surefire. If you're wanting the best bang for your buck type of thing, I would go with Olight or Through Night. I really like my Olight flashlights. I got a lot of them. But Through Night's really good. I got a bunch of those. So just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Through Night's starting to come out with a lot of different stuff. Like I actually got a little camping light. That's what this is. But this is, like I said, this is a camping light. This isn't a. Oh shit! Where's the camping light? Oh, here it is. This is a little camping light. But it's actually pretty cool. It's not like really bright or anything. It's just for camping. So, but you can pop it out. That's the battery. This thing will last forever. Right? It's just like a little moonlight that you would, hang in your tent or something, but it's rechargeable. That's what's kind of cool about it, right? It's just like a moonlight, and it's not like crazy bright or anything, but it's good for, you can use it as a little flashlight or use it as your camping light, and you don't have to worry about it going dead because this thing will last a long time, and you can just recharge it. But they have other big badass lights. I got some in the other room. The only big ones I got next to me are these two right now. They also make a little one too. They make little lights. Yeah, for a lantern, exactly. The Gold Zeros still do nicer lantern lights than the newish Olight lanterns. I have both, and I like the Gold Zeros better. Well, I'm testing this one out for the first time. This one right here, but they also, Through Night also has another, not that type of camping light, but like a lantern style one that looks pretty good. I might have them send it to me. Best light I've ever owned was the Akluma. DCO. I don't even know about those guys. Ravivon. Now, Ravivon's really good if you want a little light that is just insanely bright. Ravivon, man. I got one actually. I got one right here and I'd turn it on, but I'd probably hurt you guys, so I'm not going to do it. But those like little keychain lights like that are like made to like stun you, basically, they're so bright. It's crazy how bright they are, and they're rechargeable. So you can get them in titanium, you can get them in basically a G10 or whatever. They come in all different kinds of materials. They're really good for little lights. My only Surefire is a Sidekick. I bought it back when they were 70. Now they're 30. Mine still works good. Only the attachment point broke at 30. I think it's still worth it, even if it's not that bright. Do you want to review my light? What light is it? Get the Ravivon from them so you can choose the other LED option for natural light and battery life. Richie B says, shout out to Richie B at Knife Modders. Go and follow their channel and also get all your knife mods done by Richie B and Lindy Lou. He says the FBL LT1 lantern. It's really fucking nice. I can't think of that one, but I don't doubt it. BLF. Too bad it's not the BFL. So then I'd be like, you mean the big fucking light? Or the bright fucking light? Them Ravivons are amazing. I've never tried the BFLs, but I don't doubt it. There you go. Budget Light Forums. Okay. Budget Light Forums. Oh, now everybody's saying it. Looks like I'm the only dummy in here. Look who's the dummy now. What's the problem? Okay, we already went over all those things. I'm gonna do a Christmas video here coming up pretty soon, so keep you guys' eyes out for that. I'm hoping it's a video that does pretty good. I know that just went sideways from what we were talking about. Sent you a link to the specific build I'm talking about. Did you send it to Instagram? Let me just make sure I go faster right here. Yep. All right, let's pull it up. Oh, dun, 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 dun. So let me close this one out. What the hell? Oh, I see. Okay. That's the exact one. This, and then I gotta go like this. This is gonna be tough. Stop screen. Let's open it up again. Share screen. I can only open one up at a time for some reason. I wish I can open up two. I'm not good at this. Let me take this down really quick so I can fix it first. All right. Yes, don't open up a little ad first, don't you? All right. So here it is. That is the exact one that he's got coming. And it looks amazing. I can tell it has a hand satin finish on that hollow. Looks better not be going live. Son of a bitch. Metal Complex. He's trying to mess with me because I'm coming for him. We got 106 people in here watching. Oh, Metal Complex. I keep telling him I'm coming for him. Now he's going live when I'm going live. Doing it on purpose. We're gonna leave him a message. We're gonna leave him a message. I'm gonna leave him some money too. I'm live, but I'm still coming. You better send. Yeah. Get his ass. I just sent Metal Complex a super chat. I said, I'm live, but I'm still coming. I'm going to get his ass. But we are slowing down, though. We are slowing down. Last week, we went from pushing over 5,000 followers a month. We're down to about 4.7 right now. 4.7 on the scale. But that's still a lot of subs a month. It's still more than he's getting a month, but I don't like to see it drop right now. I'm trying to get it to go back up. I'd love to. If it could stay right around 5K, whew, we would catch him. Is it that time? Damn, it's already story time. I don't even think I prepared a story, but I'll think of one. Jared, how is your experience with S90V? I like S90V. I like S90V quite a bit. No problems with it. Holds a really good edge. Gets nasty sharp. I like it. I like it a lot. That would take for transfer. Very little metal is true. I have 3 lives open. Because you fucks can't work out of rotation. I've already worked out of rotation. Every Wednesday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time is my time. I've been doing it for a long time. Everybody knows Neevesknives' schedule. What's up, Tri-State? Shout out to Tri-State EDC. Go and sub to his channel. Neeves, don't brush past my comment. You're messing with my live stream. You're messing with my live stream. Are you live right now? You're not live right now, are you? No, you're not. I didn't get a. You're not live right now. If he's live, I'm gonna fuck his ass up. No, he's not live. Just messing with me. Did you hear your voice? But that would have been funny though. He is live? I don't see him. Tri-State is live on Let's Go. Oh, on Let's Go? What is that? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Somebody hit a link. Send me a link or something somewhere. He's been live. Cue Ball, send me a link on my phone or something. I don't even know what we're talking about. He's been live. Tri-State. Oh, man. See? That's what's going on. You guys are fucking with my live streams. You sons of bitches. Sons of bitches. This is my normal time, right? This is my time. My time. How am I supposed to come after? And now 10 people just left. 10 people just left. Damn it. And now we're not even gonna talk no more. Oh yeah, man. We didn't even do word of the day. You guys suck at this. Damn it. We didn't get to anything. We were too busy messing around. I still have 2 more pages of shit to get through. So, story time, really quick. I might be shilling for a company. So this company got a hold of me and they're asking me how much will it cost for them to send me a chef knife. Now they didn't ask me to say anything good about it. They just said, to test it out and see what I think and ask me if I could post a video on it before a certain date. And I'm like, yes, I can. And then they were like, how much is this going to cost us? I'm like, a lot. No, I didn't say it. I didn't even know what to say. I don't even know what my cost would be because I've never charged anybody anything. Oh, these guys. These guys.
Dude's awesome. Blade addict in the house. What's up, man? Welcome. Crazy fuckers. Well, I mean, he was nice, but it's no fun to watch. Damn. Sheesh. I'm sure that's what people say about our stream.
These motherfuckers always messing with my lives.
Just curse all the time. It's too R-rated for me to watch, so I'm over here watching.
These guys suck at doing a live. Look at this. Can't even hear what they're saying half the time. They're always talking over each other. Look at these guys. A bunch of idiots. Fucking with my live. Fucking with my live. This is ridiculous. Look what I have to go through, guys. Look what I have to go through. This is this type of stuff I have to go through. I gotta deal with 2 other channels trying to take over my live time. My live time. I worked hard for this time. You know, I worked out a schedule for this time. A schedule. Tri-State. You're supposed to be live over there. What are you doing over here? How the hell are you doing both of these? Oh, now he's got me playing, huh? He's got me playing? This son of a bitch. Fucking with my lives, man. He is a scumbag.
He's over there watching the live stream. Yeah, there. It's never ending. It's Inception.
Soon I'm just gonna have to tell YouTube about all your guys' pornography. All your guys' live pornography. You're flipping yourself off, dickhead. Gotta get rid of these guys. These guys are gonna get me kicked off of YouTube. Sons of bitches. Sons of bitches. All right, so story time. I know we're late on story time. What do we have? We still have 98 people in here. I didn't set up a story. I apologize. So, oh yeah, the shilling story really quick. I guess I might as well finish that story really quick. That's not really a story, but so this company got a hold of me and asked me about paying me to test this chef knife, right? And it's like, I don't mind testing the chef knife, right? I would have done it for free. Maybe I shouldn't say that, so now they can hear this and then not want to pay me. But they're basically like, how much will it cost, you know? And I'm like, you know, what are you guys like wanting? Like, what do you guys think it's, you know, like, because basically it's like, what do you guys think it's worth? Like, I know you should tell what you're worth, right? You should basically say what you're worth. I shouldn't have to, you know, ask them, but I don't know. I kind of thought about it, but then I started thinking about it like my integrity might go through the floor. So I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think a reviewer's integrity goes through the floor if he takes money from a company that's offering to pay him for a video? Does that, I know that's shilling, right? That's pure shilling. And right now they're probably over there calling me a shiller. So, I mean, that's okay. That's okay. I have no problem with that. And I have no problem shilling. I'm just curious what your guys' opinion on shilling is. Does a knife reviewer lose all integrity from all reviews going forward if he shills for a company that's offering to pay him to review a knife? Not asking him to lie, not asking him to say anything good or bad. Just asking him for a video. Yes. You lose all integrity? All right. All right. I do it for free product. Well, that's normally what I do it for. I mean, I can sell the products, I can give them away, whatever, stuff like that. But what we're talking about here is just, this isn't a company I'll ever deal with again. I don't deal with this company. This company is a chef company. It's a company that makes pots and pans and chef knives. They actually have, it's like, it looks really nice, I'll be honest. Like, it doesn't look like, it's not like a company like that looks bad. It's like French. It's like a French company. Their knives are built in France or something. It looks like really good quality. Like, it's not cheap. Like, they're like for like 3 knives, it's like $300 or something. For a paring knife, like a regular chef knife, and then like a medium-sized chef knife. So I kind of thought about it, like, man, you know, the materials look like the quality looks good. I never said yes. First of all, I never said yes. I literally said before I could agree to anything, I'll have to see the products and then let you know if I'm even willing to put this on my channel. I can tell they're good products, but I wanted to say that because I don't want to get it and then be like, yeah, I really don't like these, but then I would still get paid for shitting on them. Right? Like they just want a video. They probably just wouldn't use it. Brandon, yeah, I saw that. Don't take any money, Jared. Okay. Take the money, draw the line. Wait, draw the line at recommending something you'd never buy yourself. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Long term, I don't think it will help you, mate. You are my favorite knife reviewer. I don't watch other besides MC and some Nick Spaz. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Why would a company pay for a bad exposure? Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not asking me like I've had companies contact me and offer me money for good reviews. I always turn them down. This is different. They didn't ask me for anything good. They just asked, "Hey, would you be willing to make a video on one of we have a new chef knife thing coming out, whatever, and would you be willing to make a video on it?" And they said, after testing it, of course, right? Like basically saying, like, obviously test it and, you know, say what, you know, what your experience is with it. Would you be willing to do that? And how much would it cost? And, you know, to me, it's like, that's what I would do with it anyways. You know, like I would never lie for the money. Like, let's be clear. I would never, ever take money to say a product is good. Like, you'd have to give me a lot of fucking money to do something like that. Like a lot of money. Like it doesn't like that doesn't it doesn't compare to my reputation. Like, so let's be clear on that. So, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is them want because basically they're paying because I don't even know how much they would pay. Like it might be like $50 or $100 or something. You know, in that case, it's like they're just paying for you to take the time to make the video or $200, right? They're basically asking like because how much work you put into your videos depends on how much it would cost. All right, if it takes you 3 days to make this video, then you're gonna want 3 days pay. You know what I mean? So, and extra. But yeah, you guys are probably right. I probably if I'm gonna do it, I should just do it for free and that's it. But I want to make money, you know, like I've never lied about that. I've always, you know, want to make this channel successful and I don't mind making money off of making videos. I just don't know if that is the right way to go about it. Now, like I said, if it's something where, like, there's this guy I follow, and he turned down every single company that ever contacted him for a sponsorship. And the reason why was because he never had faith in that company or that product, right? So basically, like where he would do a video, and like halfway through the video, he would say, "Hey, buy this. It's a really good product." Yada yada. He would never do that with any of the companies that contacted him because none of them he liked. You know, he wouldn't buy them himself until one day, one did, and they called him or they contacted him, and he already bought their products. Like he already liked their products. So he was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it because I already know this product is good. I actually would recommend this product." So he had no problem getting paid by them to say that their product is good because we would already say they're good. So I kind of felt like that with this. Like I can already tell it's not like an EDC knife where an EDC knife, you know, like, yes, I need to test it. I need to sharpen it. I need to see if their heat treat's good. I need to check their lockup. All shit. These are chef knives. So with a chef knife, it's a little different. You know, you can kind of tell the quality's good. Now the question is their heat treat good? And what steel are they using? And is it worth the price? Now, if I can get it in hand and all those things are true, why wouldn't I get paid to make the same video I'm already going to make? Now, the biggest thing is integrity, right? The integrity goes out the window and makes you look like, well, that means he can be bought. I don't want to be looked at like I can be bought. Like that's where I cross the line. Because trust me, guys, I've been offered many times. Companies have offered me money to review their products, but I can already tell by their lingo, this ain't gonna go. Just like I've even had them, like I had a company try to send me a product, and then they tried to like figure out how I was gonna do it. Like I had to tell them straight up, like that's not how this works. Like this is how it works. Like no, I don't take the product and do what you want with it. I take the product and do what I do. Like I decide how many videos I'm going to make. I decide when I'm going to post them. I decide whether or not they go on Instagram. I decide if I say something good. I just, I decide the things I talk about. Like I don't mind if you ask me to link something. Like of course I'm going to link it. You sent it, right? Like that's the point. But like I'm not going to agree to 3 videos and 2 posts and all this shit. That's not how this works. I'll look at it, Blade. Let's see it. I'm going. Blades of Faith. Making content is a lot of work. If anyone thinks you don't deserve any compensation, then fuck them. I think like that sometimes. I do think like that. Like that's how I think. Like with certain things, especially when we're talking about, like, let's say I'm not saying anything about the product. Meaning I'm not saying my opinion. Let's say that. Let's say I'm making a video and all I'm doing is showing it. Right? This is the Tucson TS380 in 14C 28M blade steel, titanium frame lock, carbon fiber scales, titanium milled pocket clip, and back spacer. This knife is made for blah, 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 and goes for this amount of money, right? And I do it in a really fancy way, right? Like just the editing and stuff. Who wouldn't want to get paid for that? Because I'm not saying like you should buy this. This is really good. I tested it and the edge is really good. It gets really sharp. The heat treat feels good. You're not saying anything like that. All you're doing is naming the materials and what it's made for and where to find it. I don't know. It's hard to, because it does open up a door. No, it does open up a door. Even my favorite fantasy football podcast is starting to show out more. That's funny. Shill it. If a company really believes their product is worth buying and they ask and trusted reviewers like Jared to review it, they should feel confident they don't have to try. But yeah, that is fair.
Super fair.
What's
up, y'all?
What's up, Patrick? Hey, everyone. A bit late tonight. Hope you're all well. You see what's in the background? There, Patrick. No, behind your head. Yeah, you, yeah.
I mean that. This, right? Wait, that's our logo. I thought that was the thing. You're talking about that, right?
Yep.
I thought
it's the truth, bro. If it hurts people's feelings, then oh well. It's just being real and valuing your time and energy. You shouldn't lie. But if they pay you for an honest review, then do it. Right. That's the way I was looking at it. Like, if they're paying for an honest review, why wouldn't you? But even if it's...
Maybe they're just paying you because they're like it's... it's work for you to do.
Right. You're gonna video, record, edit, post on your channel. Like that's the way I think they're looking at it. I think they're just looking at it like test it out.
You have
right?
To pay to get a commercial on TV.
Right.
It's
but
the same
but
thing.
In that case, that's advertising. So now you're recommending it. That's different. Like if you're making a video for them to use, that's different too. You were talking about different things.
Yeah.
So they're all different things. A review from me is my honest opinion. A video being made is just a video being made. Now, me advertising it is another story. Like all those are 3 different things.
Sure. All right.
Cubo.
Sorry. Thank you, Cubo. Right. Peace, y'all.
If paying for your opinion prior to production, yes, I would never call you a sellout, Jared. You're legit. If paying for your consulting, great. That's another way to look at it too. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that because that's so true too. Like if you're paying for me to test a product because I understand how that product should work, that's another thing too. Like why wouldn't I take that? And I make fun of it. I tease saying shilling, right? But shilling to me, legit shilling, is this. And this, I promise you guys, I will never do this. But shilling to me is them saying, hey, we have a product, right? We'll give you $1,500 to make a video and talk about how good it is. All right. You got to say it's a great product. You got to recommend it. You got to say that the heat treat's really good. You have to, talk about all the things, that's shilling to me. Shilling isn't, making a product because they send it to you, or making a video because they send it to you, or using affiliate links and stuff like that. That's not shilling to me. People could shill that way because they could literally only buy the products that'll make them money. Or only put on their channel the products that'll make them money. Selling your opinion is shilling. Right. Well, selling an opinion that they made up, that's shilling. Selling your opinion, like if you are giving your real opinion, that's not shilling, because that's like say if they paid me to say something and I just bashed it. Right? That's not shilling. That's selling your video, right? They have the choice whether or not, I guess not, because then it's already up. They don't get to review it or anything. You literally just make the video. Shilling to me, in my opinion, is them paying you to say a product's good. That's the way I look at it. Changing it. Right. I thought shilling was selling your false right. That's what I'm saying. Right. Is selling basically the opinion. When you're shilling, the opinion's always good. Let's just be honest. It's never a bad one. It's always a good one. The opinion's always good, and it's a recommendation. Let's be honest here. As soon as you put affiliate links in the description, some people will say you are bought. Yeah, I get that all the time. I don't give a fuck. I honestly could give a shit less what those people think, because those same people saying that would not put that damn work in I've put in without putting those links in. I promise you they wouldn't. Nobody puts 16 hours a day in fucking 365 days a year and doesn't want to make something off of it. It doesn't happen. So I could care less what they think. Because that, to me, that I work hard for this shit. So if I have the opportunity to put a link in that I can make some money off of, if you guys, you click on it, of course I'm going to do it. And because it doesn't matter whether or not, because I do that with things I say are bad. That's not up to me whether or not you click on the link, but if I can, I will. But, do I want to give that product money by people using the link? Not necessarily, but I don't mind making the money when people click on the link. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, right? But no, I don't want to give, like, that one knife, right? That one knife, I didn't link that thing at all, and people asked me so many times for that link, and I said that thing was horrifying. I said it was horrible, and I had more requests for that damn link than any other link I've ever had. I mean, the video got like 500,000 views. That's why, but still, it's like, I said, don't buy this. I said, this is shit. Like, this is bad. Like, this is dangerous. And people still wanted it. That's not my choice. All right. So next time, yes, I will put a link in for them, because I don't want to have to answer 750 times. I can't get a link. I'll be back up north around Christmas. Yeah, let's get together. The week after, we should see about meeting up. Absolutely. Yeah, let me know. Let me know when you're coming up. We'll get together for sure. Which is why you deserve a Jared knife and not always a channel knife. Facts. I can't wait to get my own design out there. And I'll find some knife reviewers that'll shill for me. You'll be on top soon, Jared. If you don't, wait, you do, bro. You do you, bro, and let the chips fall. We all know you're a good dude. Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's that's also why like I spent so long without doing certain videos and doing certain things, was because I felt like I had to get a reputation first. Check your texts for a build on its way to me. It'll blow your mind. Hey, can you send it to me on Instagram? Oh shit, you sent a bunch of them. I'll look at these here as soon as we're done. Otherwise, I'd pull it up, but you guys sent it to me on Instagram for that. I can't pull them up on here. I'm on the computer. Jared, any word on? Yes. Okay, so I spoke about this earlier. But okay, so the Cormorant, the V2, is on the ocean right now. It'll be here in a couple weeks, or however long it takes. It's halfway here. So basically, it's on its way here. Now. So it should be at knife dealers in the next couple weeks, maybe even less, right? However long it takes to ship to get here, but it's already in the process of coming. So it's not like it just left. It's been on the ocean. So, the Cogent will be here December. Yeah, I think December is what they told me. Because I just asked about that. And I think they said December, but that's coming very soon too. It'll be here before the new year, supposedly. I mean, that's what they said. Guess who just came to play my Bowie Reground XM18 with the Warthog scales? Fire. You deserve any opportunity that comes your way. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You put in the work, you get here. Don't let anyone who isn't paying your bills or putting in the same work for free tell you any different. I appreciate that. I do think there's a level of integrity though that regardless. And that's the thing. I think that's what it boils down to is the people that are willing to sell their integrity. And I fucking promise you that ain't this guy. That ain't me. It's not like if you guys, especially if you guys like, I know you guys know me on the channel and everything, but if you guys knew me in real life, you guys would know how stupid that sounds. Like there's certain things I won't even do or say because of my integrity or because of, you can call it all different kinds of things, whether religious reasons or just honor reasons, lots of different things. Because I'm just like that. Like I'm a very honorable person, Check your Instagram. Let's do it. All right, so this one. Shit. Oh. Yeah, let's pull this up. Which one's going to come up, though? Let me see. So I got to cancel this one out and pull this up. Hang on 1 second. Let's check out some of these knives real quick. This is some of the knives that Spirit has coming. Here's one. It's hold on a second, I gotta go back to it. I don't know if you guys can read that, but it's a Midas. Let me flick through. Actually, there's a video. Let me show you the video. Bang. I like that dog paw. Front flipper. Bone. The handle material is bone. I don't know what that material is for the paw print. Possibly silver, but it might be just titanium or steel. Looks like titanium liners or titanium lock bar. Oh, beautiful blade. I love it's polished on the spine. We got a hand satin finish. Man, that Warncliffe is beautiful. Oh, that's a beautiful blade. What size is that? Because that looks big. I can't tell the size. It looks so much bigger than it probably is. It goes 4 fingers across the hand. It looks like it's like a 7.5-inch knife. I can't tell though. All right, come on. All right, let me get this out of here really quick. I'm going to pull up the other one. Hang on. I got to click into here and go like this. People will see our messages if I don't. Oh, that is that. All right, so perfect working on natural materials. What is that? What's that inlay made out of? Spirit? Thank you, Addicted to Knives. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Spanky poop knives. Jared, you and I, a lot alike in some ways. I could never shell out. I also can't even rip someone off on selling something. I have to stay true to my word. When I say what I have is one way it has to be. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm like that too. Like I wouldn't even, to be honest, like even if I sold somebody a knife, if there was something wrong with it, like I would have to tell them. Like I'd have to send them pictures. Like, like just even if somebody ripped me off 10 times in a row, I would still do that. Just from based on my integrity. I truly believe your word is bond and your integrity is everything. Not even like with the internet stuff, but just in general, is being a man, being a human, right? I've done my dirt. I've done my bad, right? So I've done enough bad for 10 lifetimes. I don't need that shit no more. I don't need the karma. I don't need it, any bit of it. I've fucking done all my dirt I will ever do in my life. That's fucking over. Like next time, if I have to do anything bad, it's because for life threatening reasons, right? Or survival reasons. And in that case, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like in that case, it's different. I know what I'm capable of, so I don't ever want to put myself in that position again. So when it comes to that, it's going to be a survival thing. It's called integrity and having a conscience. Absolutely. But not everybody has that. I'm met a lot of bad people. A lot of bad people that, yeah, you know, just not everybody has that integrity, the honor, the respect, self-respect, self-dignity, anything like that. And people can boil down to however they want to in their head. Evil or not being raised that way or whatever. Andrew says, I think the biggest hit to someone's rep is when they commit to a sale at a certain price and then they offered more and take the extra cash and in the process screw you over. Yeah, that's messed up. That's really messed up. And let's be honest, we've all seen shit like that. We've all seen stuff like that. And even the same thing and even worse, or even just being close to that. Like like I've seen this a bunch of times where people will they want to sell the knife so bad that they'll make it look like it's centered when it's not. They'll do little things to make it look better than it is, or like say something is wrong with the knife and when they're showing it to you they turn past it fast. So like stupid things like that, like show it, say it, just be honest with it. That'd be the best way, because most likely the person's going to probably buy it anyways. And if they don't, at least you don't have to run around with the name now, because you'll get called out. You will. Promise you that. You'll get fucking called out real quick. And this community holds grudges big time. I hope to one day have enough money to use a Holt haptic, or say an SBD arch nemesis for poop knife. Yeah, I wish so too. Holt haptics, those Holt knives, they're incredible. They are. Their detents are so. It's not a detent ball; it's a detent nub, and the break on the detent is different than any detent you felt, and it's I want to say, you know, like the Sharp by Design knives, because they use the detent nub too. But I'll be honest, the Holt knives, and I've only handled 2 Sharp by Designs, but they were the Reat made ones. Let's just be clear, the Reat made ones. I have not handled a real Sharp by Design custom, but the Holt knives knocked them out of the park with action. Now, I haven't tried none of the customs. Now, the Moen, like I was talking about earlier, why I bought that Reat is because that Moen, its detent for a regular detent ball and everything else was insanely good. It even had this, go back and watch my review on it and listen to the sound. It's so good. I sent you specs of that build above. I don't think I got it. I didn't get it. The specs. I didn't get it. Nope, didn't get it. Unless if you mean on through the phone. Ryan, do you mean through the phone or on Instagram? I didn't get it on Instagram. The only thing I got was the link to that picture. There's nothing else. Unless if it's just now coming through. Yeah, for sure. It's always the right thing to do. Especially when it's people with anybody, it's always the right thing to do. But even if you don't think it's worth saying, like there's things that don't bother me whatsoever, but could possibly bother the shit out of somebody else. Like to me, when Q-Ball was telling me the scratches and stuff like that, like Q-Ball, he even called me up because I sent him some knives and he dropped one of them. I didn't give a fuck. Honestly, like I didn't give a shit at all. And he's like telling me like he's freaking out. And it's like, dude, I don't care. Like, I don't care. But he was honest enough to tell me that he dropped a knife. And it's like it didn't even literally didn't even cross my mind to even care a bit. Like not even a tiny bit. But he was so worried about it. And I know how that feels because I know people that have accidentally damaged knives and how they felt because they damaged a knife, like ruined a knife, like there's no fixing this type thing. And I mean, you can fix it, but it ain't gonna be the same type thing, and I can't imagine like how they felt when they were making that phone call. Oh my god, like I almost feel worse for the guy making the phone call that did the damage than the person receiving the phone call. Because it's like, damn it, I gotta tell this guy I fucked his shit up. Oh, Jim, thank you, man. Gotta feel right. I want to see you. Boom! And that's why you earned my first patron ever. You don't want to muddy the water. You got to this point without needing them. But got your back, whatever. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Let me check on this side. Let me see if it went through on this side. No, I literally don't got it at all. Not even on my phone. It's the only thing I have is what I just showed. Unless if you're saying it's on that. No, it's not on there. Is it on the last page or something? No. I seriously, I did not get it at all. I would show you, but then everybody would see everything. I literally did not get it whatsoever. Take it back, damn it. Get your own time spot, Cole. That's why I never drive someone else's nice car when they offer. That's tough for me, man. You offer me to drive your car and it's a nice car. Absolutely. I would love to drive your nice car. I have a thing for cars, man. I love cars. I love cars, man. Cars to me, like Breeze used to come and pick me up. We got this place not too far, and it's all old. They have some new. They have okay, so they have different barns, and these barns are filled with like the most amazing cars, like from the 1950s on up, and they are they have prices on them because they're willing to sell, but these prices aren't cheap. These are some like mint condition cars, like say, you know, a 69 Nova, but mint condition, right? A 61 Impala, but mint condition, like just like that's the most amazing cars. And then they have one that's literally like not like Lamborghinis and stuff like that. They don't have a lot of those, but still, they always switch them up though. Whoever owns it is always switching cars. They even have one for all movie cars. So they have literally a barn that's all movie cars. And it's bad. Like I've always just loved cars. I've always been into cars. So yeah, I would love to drive your car. Um yeah, I probably should have said nothing, cue ball. I apologize for that. But no, it doesn't bother me, not even a little bit. It's it's like I always say, it's this community is so awesome. I'm lucky to even have some of the knives I have. Like I'm so lucky. Like people have been so amazing to me and have done so much for this channel and have supported me so much. And then I got a lot of friends. So I don't think there's much of anything I can't get fixed on a knife. Like if something really bothered me that bad, it wouldn't be much for me to get a hold of knife modders, and just get it fixed. Like it would be nothing for me to get. And then a lot of times with the knives we're talking about, they have fucking warranties and shit. Like so, and also I don't like scratches and things like that don't really bother me on a knife. Like those little things, like that stuff I'm not worried about. But like if something was to the point to where it's like, man, this bothers me, I'm gonna get a hold of one of my friends in the community and they're gonna fucking fix it for me. Oh, and I'll probably get a good deal too. I'll probably get a good deal. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but it's the same thing for you guys. We're a community, and that's what's so awesome about it. That's so awesome because we can get things done in this community when you're tied to it. Like I'm not saying people that just show up can just get anything done, but the people that have been around the community enough and have talked to enough people, they have friends in the community to help, and people can get things done. That's what's amazing about it. It really is. Talica, you son of a bitch. You're down to wait. Oh no, man, this horse needs more forgiveness. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. I would take a pic and send it to you, but it's always covered. Lots of cats on my block. They climb all over the cars. One time I seen somebody pull up and we had it was at Breeze's house. There was goats. We had a couple goats. And somebody pulled up in their car, and it's like these goats, man. Goats climb on everything, right? And I remember the person walked out and the fucking goat is on top of their car, on top of it. And it's like, you were told not to park there. I'm pretty sure they were told not to park there. But either way, though, it's like, can you imagine walking out and you got a damn goat standing on the top of your car? It's like, no, get off my car. Bro, I just had some loan me their areas just because I asked. Like I fucking love the people in this community. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. Bowling ball and pala. My uncle's got a chair went down. My uncle's got a 61 Impala. It's really nice. Really nice. I believe it has a 396. Bro, I just had oh yeah, I read that one. Man, I wish there was a way I could sabotage their live over there some way, shape, or form. 82 people in here. Man, I didn't get to half of these things. I didn't even tell a story. We're already past the time. Yeah, it's the SS. Yep, it's the SS. It's real nice, really nice, like in perfect condition. It has low miles and everything. It's one. We have a thing around here. It's a car show every year, and it's won first place a couple times, and then second place another time. Yeah, dude, definitely flip. Who's live? Lefty and Tri-State traitors, fucking traitors. They go live every other week around this time. Those are some well-trained goats. Yeah, I got some stories with those goats. Crazy goats. Speaking of mods, finger twirls being rounded out smooth, mainly on fixed blades. White Mountain Knives does it perfectly on the M1 caber backspacer. I always do that. All my fixed blades. Speaking of fixed blades, man, this thing, it's one of Cue Ball's knives. This thing is insane. I'm about to get off here in 1 second.
Yeah, I just came.
Thank you, baby. This Gail Bradley, Spyderco Gail Bradley fixed blade. This thing is badass. Really good geometry. The ergos just, I mean, you can see these ergos just melt in your hand. It is slick. It's not, it doesn't have much of a tactile feel. It's like polished G10, but damn it, it's comfortable. And you feel like you can do light duty chopping. Not nothing heavy because it's not a heavy blade. It is a light blade, but man, you could get some work done with this thing. Really, really nice. And Gail Bradley doesn't like choils, as you can see, but it really doesn't matter because you got to, like, you can go right up to the blade. Like, it's so nice. This thing is really nice retention. This Civivi though is really nice too. I love the blade shape of this thing and everything. The only thing I don't like, and it's not that I don't like it because I do still like it, but man, this handle is slick. Like, I would personally sand it, or it's pinned. Never mind. It'd be so nice if this was Micarta. If they made this in Micarta, holy shit, this would be such a good fixed blade. Not for chopping or hard use or anything like that, but just for an EDC fixed blade, this thing's amazing. Or a camp knife or something. But yeah, this thing, I would sand it down and make it rough because it's so slick. Like, you wouldn't even want to swing it because it could slip out unless if you're like this. But really nice fixed blade though. Sand blasted would be sweet. Promise better. How you liking the Rake Jagger? The Rake Jagger is really nice. I did pull it out. Really nice. Now this one, you are locked in. That is one thing about this. You are locked in. You're not going nowhere. It's nice and grippy, and it has like milling going side to side. So you have a really good grip, and then the finger choil right here is deep. So you're locked in just with that finger alone. And this pinky, even though it does get narrow right there, for some reason, it's just that perfect thickness for my hand. That's exactly like I can squeeze it. It's not too big, not too small, right there. So, but I can feel, I haven't used it yet, like, nothing crazy, but I can tell I could get some pressure on that. And it is a robust blade, so it's a hard use knife, just not a chopper. But man, I feel like I could go like this with my middle finger like that and chop with it. We'll see. The retention on it's really good. Except for me when I drop it. But the retention's pretty good, and it's got a nice push-off spot right there. See that push-off spot? It's really nice. Very nice. And it's 14C, so it's got a tough steel. Where'd it go? Remember when I came into the live and smooched you on the cheek in front of everyone? Yeah, that's when I told you about the big purchase on Amazon. You don't remember? I told you that. That's hilarious. I whispered it in your ear. Bleach bath and hard brush those scales. It will give you that grippy texture you're looking for. On G10, or you mean on Micarta? Because earlier you said that for Micarta. I'm gonna try it, so you better not be bullshitting. Will it work on G10 as well? Because I'll try it. Yes, I did. I have actually used it. Cut up a pizza last night with it, but yeah, I've used it a couple times. It's awesome. Really nice. What's up, Steve? Long time no see. How you been, bud? How you been? My phone says bye-bye. I'm at 2%. Yeah, mine's about to say bye-bye too here in just a second. I just want to hear about this this bleach bath. Bleach won't fuck up the coloring. But will it? You're saying it'll make it tactile, but he's saying that it'll make it like tactile. Yeah, see you later, Talica. Thanks for coming. You're working? That's good. It's good. It's always good to be working. I do a 4-part even mixture. Bleach, cleaning, bleach, vinegar, rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, microwave it. So it's a hot mixture, works on G10. Thing is, you can't take those scales off. That one's not mine, so I won't be doing it to that one, but you can't take them off. So can't microwave it. Probably boil it. I almost, but what is it that makes poison? Isn't that bleach and ammonia? Never mind, that's bleach and ammonia. Yeah, it is a good deal. Especially if you get it from Amazon for my links. Just joking. White Mountain Knives with 10% off code. I need to talk to them about getting that damn code so I can get me a code. I don't have any codes from them. The only codes I have is my Hobby Outdoors and then my Amazon links. But yeah, I need to get some more links. I've had one company try to offer me a link. I didn't wind up doing it because they wouldn't send me a product. Like, they're a knife dealer, and I didn't have any knife from them ever, like not once. And then they were asking me to basically link their stuff, and it's like, so you want me to buy products from you to put on my channel to link for people to get a discount for, but first I have to buy the product in order to see if it's any good? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense for me. What if it's a piece of shit? Like, then it's a lose-lose for me because I'm going to give it a bad review and nobody's going to use the link, and it's like, it's a lose-lose for me. And these knives were not cheap. So I didn't wind up doing it. And then they wound up contacting me after I wound up getting one of their knives and putting it on the channel. It just so happened that somebody sent me one of their knives, and I put it on a channel, and they were trying to get me to put it on that knife. I still didn't do it. And they were trying to pay me. They were trying to give me money too. Like, they weren't even trying to give you guys a discount. They were trying to get me a link, and if people used my link, I would make money. I have no problem doing that. Of course I want to make money, but I'm not going to link something, or I'm not going to buy these expensive ass knives. I don't even know if they're any good for a link to make money off of you guys. It doesn't make sense, because then it is a conflict of interest, because then I'm buying it to make money off of you guys using my link. Like, it's a great knife. Buy this knife. No. Just heat the mixture in a glass of tubeware container, then soak the scales in it for an hour or two. Lightly scrub with a wire brush. The mixture won't mess with the metal, I promise. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll try that on something else. I'm not going to try it on that one because that's not my knife, but I have other knives that I definitely will be doing. I've never tried that, and that actually might even make a good video. So thank you. I appreciate that. After I try it once or twice, after it works out, because you're guaranteeing me, so it's gonna work, right? So after it works, maybe I'll make a video on it. That actually sounds like a really good video. You know how I always do it is I always just use 300 grit sandpaper. I always use 300 grit sandpaper, and I just give it a sanding. But it makes sense what you're saying, because then because I don't ever have to take off material when I do it. It's basically just roughing the texture up. But I guess if you can do it a better way without removing any material, but you're basically scuffing up the surface still, so still would make a good video. I love South Park. Watch the episode called The Entity. Trust me, it will have you laughing so hard. Integrity. Out of Colorado, right? That's what I do. Sandpaper and done. Yeah, sandpaper works pretty good. But I do notice sometimes it doesn't work as good as I'd like. It depends on the resin that they use, and I think how compressed it is and everything, because I know I've sanded some where I never got the finish I was looking for. I never got, that like this. It never came out like this. It always wound up coming out good, but not great. Kaiser's Micarta, man. They're just doing a killer job on their Micarta. I'm loving their Micarta. Even this red stuff, man. This red stuff is so good. You can even see the fibers. I mean, look at that. That Micarta is so good. For the price you're paying, it's crazy. This coating, though, sucks. This coating comes right off. I don't even know why. I know they did it for the Deadpool look, but I don't know why they did this hammered like blacks. I don't know why they didn't just coat it regular. Stonewash it. How about that? Just stonewash this. You got paralyzed from laughing. Yeah, best budget Micarta for sure. Well, CJRB, they got some really nice green Micarta, Artisan or CJRB. So, but it's hard to say whose is better. Both of them are really, really good, though. Really, really good. I like being able to see the fibers. When you can see the fibers really good and you can feel it and it feels like cloth, that's when it's like, yeah. Now, I don't mind that the harder, denser, slicker stuff, but I always prefer the other stuff over it. That spray on paint remover will take that coating right off. Spray and scrape it off. Yeah, I know. I'm reviewing it, so I'm testing it for what it is. But that's not a bad idea to tell the people that want to buy it. But I don't know. I think a lot of people buy it, based on the colors because of it being like the Deadpool colors. But it ain't gonna do you any good if you use it outdoors. Like, if you just use it on cardboard, I think it'll be okay. But I used it just a little bit outdoors, and the coating started coming right off immediately. Like, it might as well not even have it, to be honest. The coating sucks. And I don't even know if it's the coating or if it's the texture, because the texture winds up, it's rough. So when you pass it through stuff, or when you try to do anything with it, it's such a tactile feel on the surface that it just like peels off. If it was slick or stone washed first, it'd be great. Best sub 3-inch doubled detent. I'm guessing you're saying detent. So it is illegal to EDC in England. Savivi's got a double detent knife, a couple of them. I would say I got one that damn it. What is that one called that they just did, and I got it? I grabbed the one. It's Micarta and carbon fiber, and it's a front flipper. It has a clip point blade. What the hell is that thing called? Come on, somebody let me know, and then I'll get out of here. What is that Civivi called? That looks like a pena. The drifter. Yes, the drifter. Thank you. The drifter. The drifter. That's a good one. That's a double detent. I believe that's a double detent. Yeah, it's a double detent knife. I think is it a double detent? I think it's a double detent. I have 4 or 5 CJRBs and they're all on point. Yeah, they are. They're pretty good. I know some people have had issues with some of them, but the ones I've had were all good. I think Tucson has one, an M390 double detent. Yes, they do. I have one actually right here. That's a pretty good one. There's a bunch of double detent knives because they were hot for a little while. I'm gonna get out of here, guys, because I am fucking starving. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for coming to this live and not that live. And thank you guys for all the donations. Thank you guys, or thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to my cousin. Thank you to all the patron members. You guys are amazing. And you guys have an awesome giveaway coming up. A really awesome giveaway. Who else should I thank? Thank you to everybody who uses my links. You guys are, man. Thank you guys. You guys really bless this channel a whole lot by using my links. It's very beneficial to the channel, and I can't thank you guys enough. I appreciate you guys using my links, and you guys are awesome. And thank you to everybody who clicks on the damn ads that come on my channel or my videos, because that definitely helps with AdSense. You guys are all amazing. I love you guys. Peace.